Hi, everyone. Took me a minute. I am so not up on StreamYard. So, how are you guys all doing? Hey, Val. Hey, Sherry. Sorry I was late. I was cooking dinner, and how you think it's going to take you like less time than it does, and then it takes you way more time than, oh my gosh, what did I do? I knocked my, you get to see my beautiful face. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Get to see my crazy, beautiful face while I try to figure out how to do my camera thing. Let's go. Camera. And we don't want that one. We want this one. You guys, I'm batting 1,000. I'm batting 1,000. You guys got to see my crazy hair and my. So anyway, I hope you guys are all doing good. I don't know what I'm going to work on. I've got so many things on my table and I've got a lot of stuff going on. So I decided to come on and chat with you guys, and I'm going to clean my table off a little bit. Hey, Laura, how are you, girl? I'm going to clean my table off a little bit, and then I'm probably going to glue book. I started a couple new glue books, and you guys know I taught that class, which I loved. I taught a class to, they're high schoolers. And you guys, we made all kinds of journals. We made envelope journals. We made junk mail journals. We did, junk catalog glue books. And it was so fun. Hi, Liz. How are you? Long time no see, you guys. I'm trying to get my shizzle back together to stream more often. But I will fill you in on everything that's been going on for me. But cleaning up my little mess here, I had some school projects that we did, and I made a big old mess here. Hey, Janet. So everybody get your glue out, get your big scissors, because that's how I roll. And let's just like hang out and glue book together for a little bit. And and later on this week, you guys, I am going to have a little crafty sale if anybody wants to come and join me. The benefits going to my sweet, lovely daughter. She's created a bunch of stuff. Her school is doing this trip to Ireland and Scotland, which is great. But it's quite pricey. And the kids have to raise some of the money themselves. So she's made some things, and we've dyed some paper together, and she's done some painty papers, and she's made her little crocheted hearts. So I think maybe if it works out, I'll do it on Wednesday. And you guys, anything is appreciated. And she made some earrings. You guys, she's 17. And she's a young 17. You know how like I have 3 daughters and 2 stepsons, and some of my daughters are like older. You know what I mean? They're just, when they were 7, like my middle daughter, when she was 17, she was ruling the world. Okay. My oldest daughter, when she was 17, she was helping me full time with my jewelry business. I had a jewelry. I used to sell my jewelry. I used to wholesale my jewelry to lots of stores, and she was helping me with that full time. You guys, this one, nothing like those. She's very capable, but in a different way, in a very different way. So it's not quite the same. So guys, I've been trying to get back to crafting. It has taken, I have, because I've been teaching, guys, I have both diet soda and a glass of wine. What does that tell you? Okay. That's how my day's gone. I was cooking. I was dying of hot heat in the kitchen, and I was like, I got to have something to drink. And my hottie had poured me a glass of wine, but I was like, okay, well, I think I'll have some soda too. So you guys know this is my old one. You guys, I've done a couple of iterations of this. This is that one that I've had forever and ever, and it's pretty. It's maybe there's a few pages in here that aren't filled, but for the most part, it is. And then I started a new one I love this book. Don't ask me why. I think it's the size. It's all of it. And I've traveled with it. It's all of it. So I'm going to cut and glue. Hey, Jen, you're making collard greens. Ooh, you know what I'm making? I made butter chicken. My daughter, my oldest daughter, is the most amazing cook. And you guys know she lives all over the world. And right now she's back in Mexico City. They love Mexico City. So right now she's back in Mexico City. But when she was here, she had just come from Morocco. The last time she was here, she had come from Morocco. So everything she cooked had that sort of like Moroccan spice. Hi, Stacey May. So it was, so she made this, she calls it faux butter chicken, but I'm going to tell you, if it's faux, it's amazing. It's like Indian chicken. And it was so good that we have made it a staple. And it's totally, you guys know I'm still on my keto diet. It's totally keto friendly. So that's what I made. And I thought it was going to be like a minute, but it took me a lot longer. Hey, Trace, how are you? You're listening? Oh, good. Well, you're just we're all hanging out together. Get your beverage of choice. Mine is, you guys, I'm addicted. Well, addicted is probably not the right word, but I am in love with, and you guys, this is so, you guys know I'm from Texas, right? So this is so Texas. I don't want to say Texas trashy, but kind of. But Trader Joe's has the best boxed wine, and I thought I would never in my whole life love boxed wine, but they have the best Cab and Shiraz boxed wine, and that's what I'm having. I'm having the Trader Joe's. It used to have $2 chuck there, you know, where the bottles were $2. I think the box is $10, I think, but it's like the equivalent of 3 or 4 bottles of wine. You know, I used to be a wine snob. I really did. Back when I had like a 6-figure job and all that stuff. But you guys, you know what? No more. Okay. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. You guys get your glue books out. We're going to be gluing. I definitely this week want to do some Painty Papers. So maybe I'll come on again, do some Painty Papers. And I start teaching the spring break is over and my next class starts this week and we're doing jewelry. So I don't know what I'm going to make because they don't give me a budget. They don't give me a budget at all. It's like zero budget. So it's like got to be stuff that I have. And it's also got to be stuff, you know what I mean? So anyway, that is what's going on. And I'll fill you guys in on all the 411. All of the 411. And thank you, Val, for the glue sticks. Val sent me some glue sticks and I'm still using them. And I'm really grateful. And I've had to use them in my class too because they've given me no budget. I have no budget. But that's okay. You guys, I'm good with it. Whatever it is. Maybe I'll find something to go on this page. So I'll tell you where I've been and what I've been doing. So my hottie got a bunch of renovation jobs, and he got some hardwood flooring jobs, you guys, and he needed help. And I'm going to tell you something. I am not 20 anymore. It kicked my butt. It totally kicked my butt. Hi, Charlene. You guys, he just finished it. We just finished it last week, but can I tell you, I'm still sore. And I hurt in places I didn't even know you could hurt. I mean, seriously. I mean, seriously, like my toes hurt, you guys. I mean, how ridiculous is that? My toes hurt. My toes. And my hand, one of my hands, because I was using a palm sander, he sanded these floors, but I don't think I have any picture. Let me see if I have a picture of it on my phone and I'll show them to you. They came out gorgeous. I mean, seriously gorgeous, but they were raw wood. First of all, it had carpet and all kinds of craziness underneath it. And then we had to, and then, there was nothing, there was just subflooring. And so then we laid all the floors down, but I want to show you, let me see if I can find it. So I know that I had sent my sister some pictures of, hopefully I didn't delete them, because you guys, I get so much stuff on my phone. Sometimes I delete it. We had laid these floors down, and they were, we laid them down. It's a whole puzzle piece thing. And 1,005,000 years ago, I had done my own hardwood flooring in a house I owned years and years and years ago. And it was, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I had sent some. Well, here you can kind of get an idea. So here's my daughter. Here she is. This is like us laying out the floor. So can you see it? Like, that's us laying out the floor. That's like the black underneath, like lining paper or whatever. And then we are puzzle piecing the floor together, right? That's my youngest. I took a picture of her. And then let me see. And then I'll show you. It came out so beautiful. Here, look. What do you guys think? It came out so beautiful. Hey, Malia. I was talking about my aches and pains from that floor. from killing myself with the floor. Killing myself with the floor. Here's another room. You guys, it was huge. It was like this 2,200 square foot house. It came out beautiful. They wanted it stained really dark. I would have picked a lighter stain. The floor was, here, this is a better one because of the lighting. The floor was red oak, and that's a very hard wood. But it came out so beautifully, you guys. Their house looks like it changed their whole house. But so that's what I've been up to. So there has been no crafting. There's just been floor laying and killing myself doing it. And you guys, I am not, and everything got flooring, all the closets, the pantry, everything. It was insane. It was insane. It came out amazing. I asked him, because you guys, toward the end, I was done. I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm plugging my computer in so it didn't die. I was done. I was just like, okay, over and out, I'm out, right? And I was in so much pain. It was ridiculous. I love this. But I had hoped he would take some video of it, but I don't know if he did or not. It came out so beautiful. I wanted some like wine glasses and I got sidetracked. It came out amazing. And of course, then what does it do? It makes you want to do your floor. And so we have hardwood floors in our house, except for the kitchen. There's no hardwood floors in there. So I was looking for like some celebratory champagne things, or I need probably a New Year's Eve magazine, and I don't have one. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, you guys. I've been laying floor, and it was, you guys, it was long days, long days. And he sanded the floor with these big, huge sanders, but there were little places on it where he patched, like, because even though you have beautiful milled wood, there's always aspects that are a little rough. And he filled them, or I filled them, and then I had to hand sand them. You guys, my hand hurts. And we were talking about it. He and I were talking about it today. He was like, you need to get these special gloves. He's like telling me all about it. Like, girls, I'm not doing it again. But we're not going to tell him that. Well, there's one drink. I guess I could cut that one out. I was just, you guys, it did me in, but he was like telling me you need to get these gloves that are sort of like shock proof or something like that. And I was like, I was like, yeah, okay. Guys, I'm not 20 anymore. What did you say? Did you get all the kids' cards? But you know what? Hi, Anne. But you know what, everybody? If you wanted to send an extra card, go for it. Go for it. Send it to Miss Vera May, though. Put it on the school thing, but put attention to Vera May. I remember when my kids did that. And are also they doing that one? Well, maybe they won't do it because of COVID. Remember, was it Flat Sally or Flat Polly or Flat Mary? You know, it's like a paper doll. And then they mailed it all over. And then you have to like take pictures of yourself with Flat Mary doing stuff. Hi, Joni. Happy Saturday night. I've missed you guys. I have missed you guys. So butter chicken's in the oven. And so you guys, if you're around on Wednesday, I think I'm going to do the sale on Wednesday, and it won't be a long sale. And I'm also going to put her stuff in my Etsy shop. I reopened my Etsy shop for her specifically. I'm going to put some of her stuff in my Etsy shop, you know, and in my Ko-fi shop. So if you guys want to support her, I would really appreciate it. The trip is like $2,400, and you know, I've put in some, I've pitched in, and they want the kids to show what they've made. So when you guys, if you guys choose to donate or, you know, buy something that she makes, that will go toward her telling them what she did. She did sell a bunch of greeting cards, which they came out beautiful. She sold a bunch of greeting cards. And I told you guys she did her little fundraiser at Christmas time. But that's a lot of $3 greeting cards, you guys. That is a lot of $3 greeting cards. A lot of $3 greeting cards. I'm going to see if this one will go on this page. It may not. It may be too big. I had one, you guys, somewhere when I was in Hawaii. Of course, you know, they have all kinds of like drink things in Hawaii, you know, like because they have lots of Mai Tais and that sort of thing. I found the best. It was like one of the best drink magazines. And I don't know where I got it. And it had like every kind of cocktail. And I used that drink magazine for a long time. I think I'm going to put it there anyway. I might cut the stem off though. Or maybe I can put the stem underneath this. Maybe I can put it underneath, which would be great. What are you guys saying? Hey, Leanne, how are you? And if I didn't say hi to any of you, let me know. It's not for lack of wanting to say hello to you guys. I don't have my glasses either. Hey, babe, will you bring me another light in here? Like a clip light, if we have one. Guys, it's so dark in here, I can't hardly see anything. Maybe I'll just cut the stem off.
You want a clip light?
Yeah, it's just kind of dark in here, and it's hard for me to see to cut all this stuff out. So tell me what's on your crafty table. Tell me what you ladies have been up to. I have missed you all very much, and I have not been around. Oh, I have, but I just haven't been online. Like, I don't know how these people do it that film every single day. Like Gail Augustianelli, I love her. She films every single day. You guys, my life gets in the way. I don't think I could, even if I wanted to film every single day, I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. My life just totally gets in the way. I mean, you guys tell me how, I mean, do some of you guys film every day? I don't. Hey, and if you guys didn't go over to Malia's sale, she had some really good stuff. And I think when are you putting up your leftovers video, Malia? Malia has a leftovers video. And if you guys haven't bought stuff from her, she always has cool stuff. I buy stuff from her. I love stuff. I love all that. I need more drink things, but I don't know where I'm going to find any. I probably won't be able to. Not right now. So she always has really good leftover videos. Like she does some really good, you know, like meaning like whatever she didn't sell in her live sale, but she always has good stuff. She has these really cool magazines from the 40s. Those were amazing. Did you sell them all, Malia? Am I hyping your magazines and then they're all gone? You'll have a leftover video up over the next few days. Okay, cool. She had these magazines from the 40s. They were so good. The ephemera in them. And I mean, if you or any of you are looking to make like one of the, like a, you know, just any sort of like a vintage style journal, the ephemera in them is great. Oh my God, that is so much better. Now I can see. Okay, my only criticisms of my house is the lighting is like 100, you know, my house is 100 and she 120 years old? Yeah. Is she 120 years old? Was she built in 1905?
That would be right.
So she'll be 120 this year. She's 119.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah, thank you. So the light, there's not a lot of lights in this house, and there's no closets. Okay. That and my kitchen sucks. So my kitchen sucks because one of the neighbors came over and told me, because they've lived here for 50 years and knew the previous owners, you guys, or knew both of the owners, you guys, this neighbor came over and knocked on my door because I have bookcases outside. Because I told you guys I started back my eBay book business. So I've been selling all kinds of antiquarian books and collecting new antiquarian books. And guys, I think I have about 6,000 or 7,000 books going on right now. And my hottie went to someplace that was going out of business and bought me a bunch of bookshelves. So my neighbors came over asking me if I was getting rid of the bookshelves, because if I was, they wanted some. And she started telling me about this house. And telling me about the house, I realized I'm the third owner of this house. Isn't that crazy? In 100 and almost 120 years, we're only the third family to live in this house. So she was telling me that the house that was behind us, which I suspected because it was when the other people bought it, the people before us, they bought the back house came with it. When we bought it, the back house wasn't available. It was already gone. That's where the original kitchen for the house was. It was it's like a small little house. Maybe it's 1 bedrooms, maybe it's 2. And it was really where the house help lived. And it was right next door to the horse stable. There's a garage in the back that you can tell was horse stables. And so my house didn't have the kitchen in my house. They called it a warming kitchen, meaning that the meals would have been cooked elsewhere and it would have just been they would have just come in here they would have brought it in to warm it. So the kitchen for this size house is kind of small. And then somebody renovated it in the 70s, I think. And you guys, I'm looking forward to like renovating it myself at some point. Not anytime soon, but I'm looking forward to it. But she was telling me, remember I told you guys there's like this little tiny, I don't know how big it is, but a little tiny stone house right outside my house. It's small. And it has electric in it. And I think it had water. And I was going to use it as my art studio, but it doesn't have a heating element in it. And you guys, it is cold in there. So the neighbors told me that was their canning room. Hey, Dana. Your kitchen stove's older than your house? Your house is 2 years old and the lighting sucks. Hi, Mary. You guys, I had so much fun last night at Mary's. I was gluing and hanging out and laughing. Mary had an amazing stream last night. It was so fun. So she streams a lot. So you guys got to go over there and check it out. Join her channel. But I had so much fun last night. And Mary made some really cool postcards. Mixed media postcards with prompts. So the little stone house that I was going to make into my art studio, which I may still at some point, but I have to put a heating element in it. And I think the only kind of heating element I'm going to be able to put in it is going to be like a wood burning stove. And can I be honest with you guys? The year I've had, I do not feel like dealing with that. I do not feel like. Catitude Crafters Retreat. I need that too. Yeah, Melissa's, your postcards are awesome, Mary. So I just feel like I couldn't have dealt with like having to lug wood to my to my art studio to heat it so that I could be in there. So that'll be a future thing. But she told me it was a canning house, or her husband did actually. He said it was where they because it's ice cold in there, you guys. That's where they put all their where they put their canned goods. So anyway, it was very cool to find out I'm the third owner of this house. How crazy is that? The third owner of a 119-year-old house. That's sort of a revelation, don't you think? Miss Liz, what are you up to? I haven't seen you in so long. Tell me what's going on with you. Did you move? Did you stay? What is going on with you? You guys fill me in on the 411 for you. I've told you the 411 for me. We're redoing hardwood floors, reimagining that I'm 20 years old again and can do it. And teaching art, back to my eBay, which, can I tell you, I'm enjoying it, but eBay has changed a lot, and their algorithm, you guys have to be really honed in on it or you get no traffic. And what I've realized is I have to I don't know, some of you guys may be real big eBay sellers. I'm not. I haven't done it in years, and it's changed a lot since when I did it. But you have to seriously that doesn't look bad. You have to seriously list a lot of things every single day. And it is in order to make the algorithm show your merch. And it's not easy. It's not easy. Liz, no, you didn't move. Clark moved. Aw. And he's moving back this summer? Oh, wow. He hated it? Well, I know you were kind of thinking about moving with Clark or moving, but I remember you saying that. He doesn't like it. You guys that live in really cold places, I don't know how you do it. Especially, maybe I would if I had never lived in Hawaii all those years. My body just says, who do you think you are? My body says, who do you think you are? And what do you think you're doing? You guys, I did do a really cool project. I don't know if my daughter has it. If she does, I'll have her bring it down. I made some specimen slides for her botany class. And I made them out of cardboard, like yucky cardboard, because that's what I had. And of course, she tells me that she needs like this whole thing. Like Blake says, one of my superpowers is making school projects 5 minutes before we leave. And they look like they've been made for 6 weeks, but they were kind of cool. I made them out of product packaging, made the slide part out of product packaging. Let me see, like clear plastic, hard plastic product packaging. And then I used the square. I had these two dies. That's why they're still sitting here on the table. So I have this one, which is like an ATC die, for a standard ATC. And I use that. And then I cut out of the middle of it. I cut out 2 squares. Maybe I did that size square. I don't know. I did one or the other size square. And then I cut out of a product packaging, the plastic, that came, like scissors or something came in. And I cut the plastic out, and she drew on it, and then we painted on it like you would reverse paint. Maybe I'll find some shoes. And it came out amazing. So I was like, ooh, next time I need specimen slides, I'm gonna do that for myself for a journal. It was called the Last Minute Specimen Slide. He misses home. I bet you he misses you, Liz. That's what he does. He misses you. You guys, don't you think that the older we get, the more we just miss certain things? I have a friend, and she left the US and she moved to Ireland, and it was always their dream. Her husband is Irish, And it was always their dream. And they found this really old house and they renovated it. It was a really old stone house. It was gorgeous, you guys, just amazing. And renovated it. And her kids, she lived in New York. And that's how I know her, because I used to live in New York City too. And her kids were all grown, and that was their dream. And she messaged me the other day. she said, you know what I miss more than anything? I go, how is it? Because her house, you guys, this renovation they did on this house, it's immaculate. It's like out of a magazine. So beautiful, right? And you know what she said to me? She said, you know what I really miss? She goes, I miss my friends and I miss the comforts. She goes, you don't even realize that about the comforts that you're used to until you no longer have them. She says, just a drive over. She said, nothing is near. She said, no, there is no one to fix anything. She said, if something goes wrong, you have to fix it yourself. And she said, so she's learned a lot about, a lot about home improvements. And she said, like, she has to drive an hour away just to get groceries or get, dog food or whatever. And, we were talking about like the dreams that we have, like when we're younger, and then we live them out when we're older, but we never take into consideration that, like me trying to do that silly hardwood floor and thinking I'm 20 again, it's like, you don't realize you're like, wow, that really takes it out of me, or that's really a lot, or you're not thinking about the comforts. You're just thinking, oh, I have this dream. I want to live. I thought I had more numbers. Maybe I don't. I want to live. No, and I understand why her husband wanted to move back to Ireland. But I said, are you guys moving back to New York? She goes, not yet, but probably. And I laughed. She goes, I miss my kids. She goes, my kids don't want to live in the middle of nowhere. My kids don't want to. And I said, I get it. I totally get it. Because I've always kind of had that dream. I've always had like that dream of like wanting to like, I don't know, live in the south of France or live in Italy in a little, little Sicilian village but I heard what she said loud and clear. And she goes, there's a reason people move away from, 300-year-old stone houses. Anyway, hey, Riri. So tell me what's going on with you guys. I'll tell you what I have made. Okay, do I have them around here? I have made like a handful of junk journals, which I'm going to start working in some of them, and I've enjoyed that. I did do that whole bookbinding class with my, it was like we made all kinds of journals, and the kids really got into it. And we dyed all kinds of paper, and we did all kinds of like eco dyeing, and just, her school's on this big farm. It's like on, I don't know, 100 and some odd acres. And they wandered in the woods, and we got like all kinds of like pods and different things and dyed things, and just to see how they would come out. And so that was pretty cool. What else have I been doing? Oh, my niece and my nephew are both getting married. One getting married in June in Oregon, on the coast of Oregon, a destination wedding on the coast of Oregon. And the other one's getting married in August in Hawaii, but she's getting married on Oahu. So that so for one of them, I'm making.
We put a timer on before, but I put it on for an hour now.
You should ask Ava if she wants some rice. Tell her what we're having. Tell her we're having butter chicken, because she'll come down and make it herself if you ask her. Okay. So my niece, I'm making her. So you guys, I was torn because my niece and her soon-to-be husband both make a ton of money, like a lot of money, not a little money, a lot of money. And they don't need anything. They bought a house a couple of years ago. They don't need anything. You know what I mean? She bought her. So I was like, initially I was like, my grandmother, when I got married, one of my grandmothers, when I got married, made me a quilt. She actually gave it to me before I got married, because she was pretty old when I was young. So she made me this wedding quilt. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do that for my niece. But then I started thinking about my daughter, who's a minimalist. Hey, Jean Peter. My oldest daughter is a minimalist. I mean, a true minimalist. And like every holiday, birthday, everything, she says to me, please do not give me anything. So I started thinking like, is this niece the same minimalist, right? Like, her house, I've seen pictures of it. It's great and everything, but, and I started thinking like, have you ever made a quilt, you guys? Have any of you guys ever quilted? It's a freaking labor of love, and it costs a lot to make it. Okay. It's not like, oh yeah, that'll be really cheap, or whatever. And then, like, I don't know about you guys, but every time I go to the thrift store and I see a quilt there, I'm like, I buy it. Not because I need another quilt, but because I know how much energy and effort and went into it, and they're asking nothing for it. So I was going to make her a quilt, and then I started thinking, so this past summer, it was whenever it was, I made some Christmas tree skirts out of vintage neckties. And I made them for my daughter's sale. And then my oldest daughter, who's a minimalist, said, I want one. And I was like, what? This is the child that never wants anything. She said, I want one. So I was talking to my sister, and I said, I was going to make her a quilt, but I don't know that my taste and her taste are similar. And honestly, you guys, that is a lot of work. A lot of work. So I think I'm going to make her a Christmas tree skirt. Is that like bad? Because she loves Christmas. She loves Christmas. I was thinking I'll make her a Christmas tree skirt, and maybe I'll make her some nice Christmas stockings. When they were little, I made them all Christmas stockings from their favorite. Oh, see, look, you guys, this is what happens when you collage with your glass of wine nearby. You just get some collage fodder in your wine. There you go. So I think I'm making a Christmas tree skirt and maybe some Christmas stockings. I don't know. So I don't know if you guys have any suggestions. Let me know. You think a Christmas tree skirt is perfect? And I've gone over and over and over it in my head. I just, yeah. I don't know. And kids don't, maybe you guys have children that value what you make, but I don't think kids really understand the time and energy and effort that it takes to make things. And they definitely, this is hilarious. I like this. And then they don't, if you don't know what time it takes to put into it, you don't know. Oh, that's cool too. You don't appreciate it. And it was pretty self-evident when we were working on this floor, because the kids are millennials. Maybe they're saying close to the age to my kids. They were like in their 30s. And they were like, we just want to move in by this date. You guys, like the stain, it says like living in the mountains, things don't dry the same way they dry like in a warmer area. So the stain should have been dry within 12 hours or 24 hours. At 48 hours, it still wasn't dry. It was ridiculous. You made a Christmas tree skirt out of fabric scraps. You think it's a perfect gift, Trace? I don't know. You guys, I'm like... So the people that we did the floor for were like, we just want to move in. We just want to move in. And this is our hard move-in date. And both Blake and I were like, they have no idea. Like, we have no control over the dry time of I have a chair. I have some weird funky thing. I love the chairs. You know me and my chairs. Yeah. You crocheted a lot of Afghans and you tried to make a quilt once, but the time you got it done at the top, you were sick of it and you never finished it. I get it. Oh no, she loves Christmas. I was telling my sister, because I said to my sister, well, what are you getting her? And my sister goes, what do you mean? What am I getting her? I said, what are you getting her for a wedding gift? She goes, I'm paying for the wedding. I go, I know, but you need to get her a wedding gift. She's like, oh. And then we were both like, I gave my sister a piece of jewelry that I had made my mom. And I said to her, I said, why don't you give that back to me? It It was this ring with all these emeralds all around it, these emerald cabs. I said, why don't you give it back to me? Because when my mom died, I made it for my mom, but, I figured my sister would really love it. But my sister I've never seen her wear it. And my mom's been gone 17 years, okay? I've never seen my sister wear it. So I said, why don't you give it back to me? Because I was thinking there's like 8 or 9 emeralds in it. And I have 3 girls and my sister has 4 kids. So I could make them each a little pendant, with one of the little emeralds. And my sister goes, I'm not ready to give it up yet. I'm like, okay, whatever. Because I was thinking, well, I could make her that, So my sister was like, what do you mean I have to give her a gift? I'm like, you have to give her a gift. I said, I realize you're paying for her wedding, but you have to give her a gift. And she's like, oh, she goes, I can't even think about that. Isn't that funny? How'd your collard greens come out? I love collard greens. I don't know if Blake likes collard greens, but I'm from Texas, you guys. Collard greens are like a staple, My grandparents had gardens. My parents had gardens. My dad's parents were farmers, so they really had. And yeah, it was good. We would have collard greens were a staple. But you have to know how to make them. I think you have to make them with a lot of bacon, but that's just me personally. But if you're vegetarian or vegan, I guess that wouldn't work out for you. So if I got the things, I have the ties to make the Christmas tree skirt. So I guess I'll be starting on that soon. So if I start on that, I'll take you guys on my journey with me. I'll try to make a video of it or at least do something of it. You guys, do you ever cut out stuff and go like, why did I cut this out? Did you guys ever do that? You're like, that's weird. Why did I cut that out? Or you like go, I like that. Where did that come from? I have so much collage fodder. I like that too. It needs something funky on it though. Yeah, you use bacon and broth and smoked turkey broth. Ooh, I'm going to tell you guys, I had somebody that made collard greens like it was last year, or maybe they made kale. It had to be kale. Maybe it was kale or collard. I can't remember, but they made them with duck fat and they were like the best I have ever had. It does sound delicious. Because I have a big old turkey in my freezer. I should cook it. But after I got it, my kids all told me they don't like turkey anymore. So like, where do you go with that, you guys? Where do you go with that? Where do you go like, my kids don't like turkey? They were like, we don't even like turkey. And I was like, well, I'm thinking to myself, well, why in the heck did I buy this big ass turkey then? Yeah, Malia, how are you feeling? Malia and I were going to have a sale tonight, and you guys, I just could not get it together. I had so many things to do. And then when I called her, she told me, she goes, I don't feel well. She said she got sick. And I was like, ugh. So I'm like, I'm glad you're here with us. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you're feeling good enough to hang out. You feel like crap? You think it's your gallbladder? Oh my God, girl. I will find you that gallbladder flush. It's not for the faint of heart, but it works. Have any of you guys ever done that gallbladder flush? Have any of you ever? Joni, are you reopening your group or are you just over all the spam? I just want to tell you, Joni, I've had a group for a very long time and spam is just sort of part of it. Spam and these like weird, what do you call it? People that try to get in your group. You guys, Jean's selling stuff. Jean, are you still in? I don't know if you're still here. Oh, and happy birthday to Plot and Twist. I can't believe they're so big already. And they were gorgeous when they were born, and they're even more gorgeous now. Jean has been selling off some cool stuff. If any of you guys are looking for some, she's got all kinds of books and magazines, and you have all kinds of stuff. Now they took yours out. Spam and swap drama, girl. That is why I'm telling you. That is why I stopped doing swaps. It was too much. And even if it was just one little thing, it was just too much. It was like, I think I had to angel. Malia, did you angel some swaps in our Facebook group? I know that I was angeling swaps. So then I stopped swapping and I just was like making myself the angel for the swaps for like whoever didn't get their swap or whatever. Yeah. Swaps can be fun, but it's always difficult. So Jean's selling stuff in Malia's group. Malia has a selling group. So if any of you guys have extra crafting supplies or you just want to sell some things after you're not using anymore, go over and join it. I mean, she's got some good stuff. Jean put some good stuff in your group, but you also have really good stuff in your group. I'm going to find some more chairs because I don't know what I got a new restoration hardware catalog and I cannot find it. And it was freaking awesome. It was so awesome. I got a new restoration hardware. I don't know where I put it. I might have taken it to school because did I tell you guys last year I taught classes there last year and I donated, I want to say, several hundred magazines. And I went through and I gave them like really cool, funky, weird ones. Like I had collected these photography magazines and I had collected, I don't know, just all kinds of weird ones, just random ones that I had. And some I had brought from Hawaii with me because I was like, I'm never going to find this again. I brought a handful. And I took them to my daughter's school, left them in the art room. And the art teacher quit or moved on or did something else. And she took all the damn magazines. I was like, but they weren't for her. You're going to post stuff too? Oh, good. Yeah, you angeled a few times. The truth of the matter, people just suck. Well, I don't think that's it. I don't think anybody joins a swap with the intention of like not fulfilling it. Well, maybe some people do, but I think it just life gets in the way, But I will say Joni's swap was like easy because it was just ATCs, and those were not huge commitment. So what is everybody working on? Miss Ann Lair, what are you working on? You guys, Ann has a live stream on Sundays. Is it Sundays at 5 o'clock, Ann? And everybody send Janet some love. I was chatting with her earlier. She said this past month has been really hard. March was hard because that was when her wedding anniversary was and when her husband's birthday was. So you guys, everybody so Ann's at 5 o'clock. Hey, Malia, will you put Ann's channel in the chat so that everybody can go over at 5 o'clock tomorrow and join her live stream. Oh, I like these eyes. Those I like. Big eyes. Hey, Blake. Did she come down to put her rice on? Well, will you do it for her? Do you know how to do it? Yeah, tell her she needs to do it soon. And then she'll have lunch for school. I made a huge vat of butter chicken, you guys. And it tastes really good, but it is labor. It is a little bit labor intensive. I like those donkeys, but they're kind of big. I like this topiary. Maybe I'll just cut the topiary. I don't know. There are still some groups where there's some swaps that probably are still easy to like do. It's a lot. It is a lot. I made a huge vat of butter chicken, boo. I made Indian chicken. a huge thing of it, but you need to make some rice for
Are you
yourself.
gonna do live stream?
I'm live streaming right now,
Oh.
but you can say hi to my friends.
Hello, everybody.
I was telling them about you making your stuff for your trip. So Wednesday we're going to have our sale and everybody can see all your treasures.
They're not really treasures. They're just
They'll be treasures for whoever gets them.
all right. Whatever you say.
You're exhausted from house renovations and your zoo animals, time flying by. You're like, what the heck? I get it. You swapped a journal and you never received yours. Oh, I have a great, Laura, I have a great swap story. So I was in a group that I would co-facilitated for a long time called Love Paper Crafts. It's not around anymore because the girl that started it didn't want to have it anymore. Anyway, which I don't care. So I got this woman in Canada because nobody wanted to ship to Canada. And I realized I was living in Hawaii at the time. Tracy saying good day, Miss Boo. So my friend Tracy saying good day to you. Tracy's originally from Australia, and she has a really sweet Australian accent, which I love. And you guys should go over and join her channel. It's called Ginger Beach Studios. Anyway, so nobody wanted to swap with this woman because everybody was local. Nobody wanted to swap with this woman from Canada. So I said I would do it. Now, I messaged her and I said, look, and it was a Halloween journal. Now, you guys, back then, I was not, and realize I didn't set up this swap because I don't like any sort of thematic thing where I have to. Living in Hawaii, it wasn't like I could just go down and buy a bunch of little Halloween things. Everything I had to do, I had to make myself, okay? And I told her, I said, I said, my swap, I was upfront with her. I said, it is going to take from Hawaii to Canada at least 14 days in the shipping because I had shipped some stuff to Canada and it definitely takes that long. Okay. So I did my journal. I took it down. You guys, it cost me, I think $40 to ship it. $40 to ship this journal. And I messaged the girl and I said, I shipped your journal. I guess I was going to try. I told her, I said, I'll try to ship it out on Friday. Well, I didn't get to the post office on Friday because somebody called in sick and I had to work because I was running a company. So I shipped it out on Saturday. And I messaged her on Saturday. I said, here's the tracking number from here to the border to Canada. I don't know after that how it gets there. You guys, she went off on me and how you shipped it a day late. Cost me like over $40 to ship it. This and on and on and on and on. I said, back up for a second. I said, I told you I would try to ship it out on Friday. I said, but I work. And she was like, well, I shipped mine out and, on and on and on. You guys, I spent so much time. I think I might even have a video of it on my channel. I spent so much time on this freaking Halloween journal. What I got in return, are you guys ready? She had taken brads and she had bradded together all the pages, like put 2 holes, and put brads in those 2 holes and put the pages in like I was like, okay, never again. I'm not doing it again. And the fact that she gave me so much grief. Okay. So then she proceeded and I told her straight ahead, I said, it will definitely take a good full 2 weeks. I don't mean like 7 days, including the weekend. I mean, a good 14 days postage days from Hawaii. Sometimes it took longer from Hawaii. You guys, she messaged me every single freaking day about this journal. Okay. Then she went into other groups that she happened to be in, that I was in, and complained about me, that my journal was taking too long to get to her. And oh my God, you guys. And then when she got the journal, she acted like, she was like, I made her feel bad because she was like, my journal was really crappy compared to yours. And I wrote her back and I said, yes, it was. And you guys, I'm not mean, but I said, yes, it was. And I said, and I did not deserve the treatment over that, over the 14 days. And it was my freaking group. You know what I mean? I was just like, whatever. So I get it, Joni. I get it. I get the swap thing is like a lot. And I also get that people just don't understand. I get it. I totally get it. 100% get it. Swapping is a lot. Now, I'm going to tell you $40 to ship a journal. That was insane. I don't know how much it costs to ship to Canada now, but. It must have been nice to have the time to be a jerk. Oh, no. Then she wrote me this whole thing about how her dad had died and that this journal was going to see her through her grief. And I said, it is a Halloween journal. It was a Scooty Poof. Yes, it was a Scooty Poof, Trace. It was a total Scooty Poof. You guys, I was like over it. I was like, okay. You guys, I was like, this is too much. And like how this journal is going to get her over her grief. I was like, that's putting some high hopes on that little Halloween journal. I'm like, oh my God. And then I proceeded to see her in other groups all the time complaining about everybody. And I just thought that's just her MO. She just likes to complain about people because it makes her feel better, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but I think sometimes the U.S. mail does not like I sent something to somebody in South Africa and that cost me a lot of money too. And it never got there. And the girl was like really mad at me. And I said, well, look, all I have is proof is that I mailed it. But I said, once it got to South Africa, they didn't offer me, I had the tracking from me. And then she got all mad at me. And I said, look, I said, I have no control over what happens in South Africa. I sent her the tracking that I had that showed it went to South Africa. Now, what happened to it before it got there? I don't know. A simple way to take a breath. Oh, yeah, definitely. So I was like, so, Joni, I completely understand. I love you too, boo. Did you put your ice on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I totally get it. I totally get the swap drama. I completely understand. You're hearing the mail's been bad. Well, I've sold a bunch of stuff lately on eBay, and thank God all the stuff has gotten there. But, I'm really good at sending all the tracking, and I follow it because, that's like when you're selling a lot of stuff on eBay, you want it to get there and all that stuff. But, I don't know about I follow some eBay resellers, and there was a guy I follow who said he sent something to, I want to say Saudi Arabia, and it got lost in Sweden. Like they could only track it to Sweden. Whatever. Only track it to Sweden. So Miss Ann Lair, what are you working on? You guys tell me what you're working on. I will bring the junk journals that I've made. I thought I had one here, but I guess I don't. I made a few junk journals. I made a few out of those. They're not children's encyclopedias. They were like, what are they called? Childcraft books or something. I made a few out of those. I love working in some of those. I made a couple out of some old Reader's Digest covers that I've kept, that I've had for a while. And there's a blue chair. And, I always have magazine journals going on because that's just I like making magazine journals. How many of you guys like making magazine journals? Those are so fun. Those are so non-committal, like you just can make them and do whatever. I see your comment above. Hold on. Let's see. There's your comment above. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. My chat is like, see your comment above. Okay, Joni says she's only been selling on Marketplace to locals because the mailing postage is awful. Oh, I get it. What are you selling on Marketplace, Joni? The chat must have gone down by before I could see it, Ann. Let me see if I can rewind it up. Let's see if it'll let me go up. It won't let me go up. I don't know why. Oh, well, somebody repeat whatever Ann said or cut and paste into the chat because I can't go back up. It won't let me go back up. Saudi Arabia, you just can't. Oh, a 1920s journal. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's awesome. I was also thinking, because I made my daughter a wedding book, and I was thinking about making that for my niece, but I don't know. We'll see. You've been selling baby blankets, totes, and some M&M collectibles that you're trying to get rid of. I get it, because I have so many things to get rid of from Blake's family. It's like insane. And we've gotten rid of some of it, but some of it is like we seriously have to like put some energy into it. The post office is making it very difficult to be a small business. I get it. I completely get it. The post office, and can we just have just like one moment of silence to bitch about, and I use them, Amazon. I swear we're raising a culture of people that think that everything can happen the next day. And it just doesn't happen that way when you make things handmade. Laura made mass-made butterfly paper clips. Ooh, Laura, I want to see them. You guys, I made those jelly plates for the kids. I made that huge one. I have to get a microwave because I need to melt it back down. I guess I could double boil it and melt it back down and make a really big one for myself because now that I'm not teaching that class. But I have to tell you, those homemade jelly plates, they're amazing. They're really good. The homemade jelly plate is, and I think Malia, you were like telling me all about it for years. And I was like, yeah. I mean, I've made them before, but I was like, yeah, but I put these to the test because these were like used by kids. And yes. So and it was like, and the whole reason I even made them was because they were too expensive for me to buy because I had 10 kids in my class and I think they were like $20 each or something. And I was going to have to pay for it. So I made one really big one. And I think the whole thing cost me $20 or less. Your homemade jelly plate's your favorite? So if any of you guys ventured my way, I will happily make you some buttered chicken. If you guys come. I messaged Miss Carla Frizzell. She and I were messaging the other day, and I told her we needed to get together because she doesn't live that far from us. Who lives in the Western North Carolina area? Malia and I live like 3 hours from each other. We're getting together soon. You used to make yours too. You liked it? It is so much better, but I didn't know it was so much better. Oh my God. You pat those jelly plates. Tracy, it will unleash you will be out of your mind. We will never, ever see you emerge from your studio again. We will never see you emerge from your studio again. You'll be in there and it'll be like, Tracy's gone to jelly plate in heaven. She's jelly plating the world. It's so true though, because I know you, girl. Do you remember your acrylic pours? You like acrylic pour for days. You take it to the extreme. You're like, I'm not only going to acrylic pour, I'm going to acrylic pour everything in my life. And it comes out magical. You guys should go over and see her stuff. Tracy is a magical artist. I'm telling you, it comes out magical. She is magical. Okay, I found a couple of chairs and I found a couple of numbers. You love them all. you guys have to go over and see her. I'm going to cut out these 2 numbers and then I'm going to cut out my chair. The acrylic pours like nobody you've ever seen. They come out amazing. Lynn's in Durham. It smells funky when you melt it back down. Well, can you add a little alcohol to it or something like that? I mean, I didn't add any alcohol to mine, but I've seen people add alcohol to their, I know I have a numbers page in this book somewhere. I've seen people add alcohol to their jelly plates. I didn't add any to mine. You guys, you should have seen these kids. They were into this jelly plating. It was so awesome. It was like one girl, like I think she must have done like hundreds of jelly prints. And we watercolor jelly printed, we alcohol ink jelly printed, and we acrylic paint jelly printed. And we were going to do some, watercolor pencils and stuff like that, but we just didn't get around to it. We had like all kinds of, they suddenly have all these holidays and then that kind of interferes with. Can you guys tell I like numbers, chairs, and eyeballs? Good, I probably add alcohol. Okay. Your husband didn't like you use a microwave. I don't have a microwave, Sherry. I have a paper. I made paper, handmade papers. I have a paper blender and stuff like that. So I need to get a microwave, but I want to get one just for art. We don't use a. But I think if you covered it, it wouldn't matter. I mean, it's just glycerin and gelatin. I mean, it's not like it's anything funky. It's just glycerin and gelatin, right? I think that's all I put in mine. Here it is. Here's the colored number page. You emailed me a photo? Oh, good. I can't. All right. I'm going to look at my email. Maybe I can show everybody if my phone likes me enough to. But I haven't really made any paperclip embellishments lately. The last ones I made were for I made some for a friend's daughter's journal one of my friends, her daughter had either a confirmation. I think it was a confirmation. It wasn't a first communion because she wasn't 6. She was older. And I made her a journal. And then I made some really cool little paper clips for that. And then I haven't made them in a long time. I guess I should. Yeah, you just leave the microwave door open. It's not like the smell will linger. Only for the sec you refrigerate it to harden it, and the stink is all gone. Oh, well, that's good to know. I don't think mine smelled, but I don't know. Maybe it did. I don't remember. Hey, Joyce. How are you, lady? It was nice hanging out with you last night. You know what I did make? I made one for Malia. I gave it to her for her birthday, but I made a few for myself. I made feed bag totes, like chicken feed bag totes. They're not so easy to sew. You got to have a good enough needle, but I've made enough of them since. So I didn't make a video doing it, but I should. If you guys are interested in that, that was kind of fun. I made these, because I made one for Malia, I made one for myself, I made one for my sister. Hey, Aunt Beck, how are you, lovely lady? How are you, lovely? Aunt Beck is doing, Becky, are you doing is it a swap in your group or are you just doing it privately? She's making these, what are you going to call them? They're not like, they're little slow stitch pieces, quilted pieces. I don't know. They're really cool. She's doing that. Okay, I want the chair from this side. I need the chair. Yep, I guess this week I start my class. I'm just trying to think, like, I wasn't so sure that I was going to teach another class, and they had mentioned it, but they didn't. They're the one thing I can say about my daughter's school is they're the worst at communication. So I got like an email a couple days ago saying, okay, we're looking forward to Thursday's jewelry class. Can you send me a description of your class? I'm like, oh my God, okay. You're getting too old for your home repairs. You're exhausted. The wind snapped off a section of your fence and you've been working on it, repairing. Oh my God, Beck. Hey, that's me and working on hardwood floors, okay? I'm like, no. I haven't seen Jerry Bellini's slow stitch squares into a bag, but I have a feeling that it is similar to Tisha Moore's. And Jean Peter and I have some Jean Peter swaps, and I made I'm 1,000% sure it's the Tisha Moore thing. So if you guys look up Tisha Moore, who I love her, she made these like little funky. And I made a bunch. We made a bunch in it. We were in a group and we all made a bunch and we swapped them. And I was supposed to sew mine into a bag and I didn't. But they were like these little puffy pillows and you sewed them. They're like little squares. I don't know if I have I know I don't have them on my phone. But I have a feeling that's what Jerry's are. I have a feeling because somebody had mentioned to me the other day, they said, did you see Jerry's doing the Tisha? And I'm like, no, I didn't see. You guys, I can barely do me. And not because I don't love you guys and don't want to know everything you're doing. It's just, I'm overwhelmed with my own self. You had a bad last few days too. Yeah. It's been so cold here, you guys. It's been horrible. Okay. The boho blocks. That's when she's doing that one-on-one swap. Tomorrow's the deadline for signing up. Monday, she'll be assigning partners. Mailing is April 15th. You just had a piggy installed for a generator. But if you guys ever know Tisha Moore's work, go and look her up. I don't know. She's not really doing much anymore. You can still follow her on Instagram. And what was the name of her channel on YouTube? She was sick. I can't remember what happened to her. Maybe one of you guys can fill me in. I remember we all were sending her good wishes, but I can't remember. She had like some sort of thing happen when she had surgery, which I'm not so sure what it was because I don't remember. It's been a while, but she made this bag out of those little things. And I have 100% feeling, Joni, that it is the same, that Jerry's is the same as Tisha Moore. Just because somebody had mentioned it to me the other day, they said, because I had swapped with them and they said, do you still have my little, and if Jean Peters here, she can pipe in. I think it was in 2015 when we did it. It was a long time ago. Almost 10 years. Jean, we've been friends for 10 years. That is a long freaking time. Yeah, we got these crazy. If I find mine, I'll show them to you. I never sewed them into a bag. I think somebody in our group did. I think Carol was in our group. Carol McDonald. I think she was in our group. I don't know if she did the Tisha Moore swap. I mean, the Tisha Moore inspired pillows, but they were so, and they're like, we did them all different things and we embellished them. And then you did 2 kind of funky fabrics or 3 and you wrapped one around and then you slow stitched it. It was so cool. Yes, Jerry's is like Tisha. So it was a Tisha Moore inspired project. Yeah, I did those. They're really fun, very time consuming, very fun though. Not fast. Fun, not fast. Fun, not fast. But if I find mine, I'll show them to you. If I find mine, I will show them to you. I have some jeans. I think I have a Carol McDonald one, and I think I have, I don't know, because we swapped with a bunch of people. Because you needed to, I can't remember how many we made at a time, and you needed so many to make a bag, and I just kept all mine. They were like treasures. I'm glad Jerry's back. I only saw like one thing when she talked about joining her Patreon and something else. I should go and check out her videos, but I haven't. Tracy Moore, is that what it's on? Yeah. Tisha, I love her. You guys, what happened? You guys, am I wrong? Did she have a stroke? Was that what it was? She had like surgery and then had a stroke? Am I wrong? I don't remember. I just remember it was like we were just sending her, I remember sending her a card and just telling her what an inspiration she was to me and to many of us, but I don't remember. Jean and I used to be in this fabric. I don't think the group's around anymore. Jean, myself, Rhonda, Winstead, who I love, and Carol, I think, was in our group. There was a whole bunch of European artists too. It was this Facebook group, and we did these fabric inspired project swaps, and they were great. Well, like Jean, I think still has. We made fabric journal pages, and I was in something with her once, and she was showing something I'd made, and I was like, oh my God, that was like almost 10 years ago. And it was like one of those fabric journal pages, but I took it to the extreme. So Tracy and I have that in common. Okay. We can't just do like a little bit. It's got to be like an all or nothing kind of situation. Hey, Mitz. Happy to see you. Thanks for the thumbs up, friends. I really appreciate it. So I have made, and I'll bring one next time. Maybe I'll try to bring it on Wednesday if I can find where I put it. So this is how I roll, you guys. And this is like the worst way to roll, but it's how I roll. So like I have my crafting stuff like everywhere. And then I'm going to have company or my kids are going to come home. And then I box it all up and put it somewhere. So I have to go look through and find the box. But I made a couple of those rag quilt bags and they came out really good. So I used jeans and just some old t-shirts and stuff that I had. I made some rag quilt bags. So that was like a super fun. And I made them as gifts, teacher gifts, because I figured everybody can use an extra tote bag. I made that. I cut out a bunch. I told you my niece and my nephew are getting married. Now my nephew, okay, you guys ready for this? His girlfriend, soon to be wife, his fiance, she had her bachelorette party in Belize. Okay, you guys, she's not from Belize. So their wedding is like over the top. It is, yeah. So I think I'm just going to buy them something. I don't think I'm going to make them anything because I don't think they're in the same. I don't know that they would appreciate something handmade, you know? But you know what, Malia, if you wanted to make your, go big or go home, you're right. If you wanted to make your own, I made a huge one. It was, hey, Blake, how big was that jelly plate that we made? How big was that very big pan? Was it like 16 by 14 or 16 by 12 or that big, huge pan? How big was the jelly plate? Wait, it was this pan right here that we used. How big is that pan?
It's like 16.
16 by 21?
Everything like 11. Yeah, so like 11 by 16 were each of the halves because we cut it into half.
Right. 11 by 6. So it been, so the big one was 16 by 22. So I made that, and I think it cost me $8. Now I still have tons of Knox gel. I mean, if you broke it down, because I think I had enough to make 3 or 4 of those really big ones, and I bought it online. I bought it in that big box, that the likened big box store of Amazon. Night, Beck, love you, and I'm sorry about your fence thing. See you soon, and you guys go over and join Aunt Beck's group if you're interested in doing a future boho square swap. You can, and yeah, she's doing some fabric slow stitching square swaps. Night, Beck. We love you, girl. Thanks for stopping by and joining us and chatting with us. So you guys, I don't know. So I may make maybe make a few more of those bags, and I'll try to, if I do, I'll bring the, cause I did mine. I think I did mine with 5-inch squares, either a 5 or 7-inch, but I don't know. I have a sample of them. I did some of smaller ones, but they didn't rag as well. I didn't have enough of a, seam allowance for them to rag well. So if I do, I'll try to make one in the next couple of weeks with you guys online. And it's that is a very good gift to make and want to give. That's a really fun gift because they don't take very long to make it all, and you can make it with just about anything. So I made mine with jeans, some sort of cotton fabric that I had, and I did not, because the jeans were super heavy, I didn't put any fleece in between, but you could do it with, I made them before with t-shirts as the lining and put something in between them. But it's a super simple make. Trace, what are you working on? Are you still working on your amazing drawings? You guys, she's an amazing drawer. She is an amazing artist. She was drawing some really hot men, okay? That's how you make your baby blankets. Do you make them out of flannel, or what do you make them out of, Joni? You guys, I love these books. Don't ask me why I like them so much. I think it's the size, but I just do. They're just like, they're like the perfect size collage book. You're totally down for a rag quilt. I've made some rag quilts in the past. So you guys know I was married for like 20 something years prior to a million years ago. And I made, when my then husband's dad passed, I made a jean quilt and I ragged it. And then I did my reverse collage technique, with the gesso or white paint or clear gesso. And I took photographs of his dad and him that I had used. I used an inkjet printer because I didn't have a laser jet printer there. Hey, Renee, how are you, Mama? And I put pictures of his dad interspersed in the quilt, him and his dad. And I used his dad's old work jeans. And I used flannel for the back. And I did not stuff it, but I sewed it all and quilted it all. I didn't stuff it because the jeans were so heavy. But I'm telling you, that blanket really kept everybody warm. I love this book, you guys. Yes, I'm addicted to it. I really am. And I even got some more of these. I love these Tim Holtz knobs. Don't ask me why. And I got some more of them. So I'm going to put one on this one. I just used my Crop-It, put a hole in it. And my intention was to put a hole and put some elastic in the back so that I could You know what I mean? Wrap it around, but I haven't done that yet. It's a great book to just carry around. You have me on your phone and your buddy by your buddy who's on it is on the laptop with his very first live stream, and you're in between painting journals and sorting collage image. Good for you, girl. Yeah, I just glued 2 pages together, and so I turned my youngest one onto it. She asked me, she goes, can I have one? And I had an extra one, so she did one, and I made a pocket in the back for her. And then the other one I really like is Who Moved My Cheese, because that's a really tiny book. And although not all the pages are created equal, like an older version of Who Moved My Cheese has better page quality than a reprint of Who Moved My Cheese. But I will tell you that those are really good glue books too, because they're small. I glued 2 pages together. You don't have to. You really don't need to if you don't want to, but I did because sometimes I paint on top of them. And when you paint, let me see. See, in this one, I think I've painted. And I think I have a number 9 that I worked on too. I think I have a number 9. Some of these have like, let me see. No, some of these I've painted on. And so when you paint on them, if you don't, ooh, there's a drink. I'm going to cut that one out for my drink page. Like when you paint on them and they're not doubled, they buckle. So like, and some of them, like, I may have to go back and put some masking tape on that, you know, because it's like, I know that I've done some reverse collage painting in here. I do it in everything, so I'm sure I have. Yeah, it's just I glued 2 pages together. You don't have to, not necessary if you're just going to glue them together, but it makes them stronger. In the back, I took a few out, like I took a few pages out and then used them for the side accordion bit. Yeah, see, like this is a reverse collage one. Like you can still see some of the paper that I didn't rub off, but that's like a gesso transfer with a magazine image. And you can still see some of the paper pulp up here that I didn't completely, you know. So gluing 2 pages together, see, so it didn't even warp. Like you can see it from the side, didn't even warp really. So gluing 2 pages together here, it just made it stronger if you're going to use paint on it. Yep. It's kind of fun. And here's another reverse collage thing I did. So I've painted on some of them. There are some pages in here that I know have gesso on them. You know, I think the back one, these is a reverse collage. You can't really tell until you, this is a Jean Peter technique. This is a sanding over a stencil. This is a reverse collage. You can see the gesso on it. Like, look. So it's like where you put the gesso down and you put the image and then you peel it up, you know, and so this is what's underneath it is that chair image. This one was a magazine image glued down and then a gesso transfer of a magazine image on top of a magazine image. And that one I thought was like super cool. I mean, it's just trial and error, you know, but I thought I wasn't sure it would come out, but it did. So, yeah. Using books as your favorite time. Yeah. So Trace is saying she glues 4 pages together in a phone book journal because the pages are less than paper thin. Now that's good. I love a phone book journal because I think I have one I brought from Hawaii because I still gave out phone books in Hawaii. But a foam, depending, what did you glue them down with, Trace? Sorry, you guys. Give me 1 second, ladies. You have a big, thick German phone book? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see that. You got some magazine journals you're prepping to paint? Girl, I have a whole stack of magazine journals. Like, this is one I started, I don't know, eons ago that I really want to, I have to glue the pages down, but I like the size of the book. And it was a Pacific Science mag. And I liked it because it's like smaller than most. And then, of course, my favorite Oprah magazine. She makes this is like a great size journal. And I haven't glued the pages down, but I folded them. And then here's one that I did that reverse collage thing on, and I started it at Eon. Oh, this one did I finish? This one might have been, this one I did in that make a page or make a magazine challenge from, I think it was Kay's Beautiful Struggle or one of those. And I did, this was like, I made all these from like, yeah, this is like a completed like sort of collage magazine journal. And, this is one I haven't finished. I did it with, that was that reverse collage technique. And this is like, this I did kind of like Shannon Green's journaling by fives, where you do like a background of this, of that, and a focal image. And that was fun. I was using her journaling by fives to make this. And then I have this one because I have magazine journals. And then I did a December daily magazine journal one time, and that was good. This is one I haven't even, this just has like some painty papers and a few bits in it. Magazine journals are my jam. I really love them. You miss arting every day? Yeah, it's good to get to it. I have not seen a German phone book. Is it super cool, Mitz? I want to see it. You guys hang on a second. I'm going to go turn my oven off. It's like beeping. I don't know if you can hear it. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to turn my oven off.
Did it beep?
Yeah, it's beeping. Wow, not very much left down. Just taste the chicken and make sure it's like tender and how you want it. But it's like, that's what I didn't do right with that other one. I didn't do it long enough, you know, the.
So just throw like a big comments. You gonna go for a while longer?
Mm-hmm. You guys enjoy your dinner. Don't wait on me. My timer was going off. I don't know if you guys could hear it. You have plans for us? Oh, good, Trace. I can't wait. What are the squares on the top of the pages in the other books? Well, these are this. I think it's like the page. I think it's the lessons or the chapters. You know, because it's and this is the same book. I mean, I just happen to cover them up. They're still there on that book too. See, you can see them in this book too. They're like, I guess it's the lessons. I don't know, chapters and lessons. I don't know. I just like the book itself. Malia, we hope you feel better, girl. We love you. Night, girls. Night. I love you very much, and I hope you feel better. But anyway, so that is what's going on with me, girly girls. Boring old life. Boring life. But you know what? After all my life, I think boring can be good. But boring can be good. Boring is awesome. Boring is awesome for me right now, Trace, because I'm telling you, I don't need any more like anything. I like boring. I'm golden with boring. Boring and myself are friends. We're friends, Boring and I. Boring and myself are friends. Well, I'm not crazy about that one there, but I'm going to put it in the back of my book because I might use it for something later. You'll take boring. You'll take a little boring. I need boring. No, I'm never bored. I'm never bored, Jen, but wanting boring means like no drama. Like no drama. Like no drama. I'm good with boring. I've had enough of like life giving you a little drama, giving you a little draminator. Well, my lovelies, I think I'm going to call it a night. If you guys want to join me on Wednesday for my little sale selling Miss Seisha's little bits and pieces, that'd be great. And hopefully Miss Lovely Malia will feel better too. And I'll try to get back on this week and do some live streaming with you. I'll try to find my couple junk journals that I started working in and fill them out. I also did, you guys, I got one of those mats. I got one of these pet mats, and I haven't done it yet, but I got all my stuff together to do it. I got one of these pet mats. If you guys are familiar with Bonnie and Clyde, she makes this spooky paper, and she makes it on these pet mats. So that's been my list of things to do. Believing you, love, so you can entertain yourself. Love you. Hey, Rosie, how are you? I love you because I've missed you guys so much, and I'm sorry that I'm not staying on a little later, but I'll try to come back on this again this week. But if you guys go over to Bonnie and Clyde's channel and look at her Kooky papers, and she makes them on this mat. This is the only one that I could find, and hers looks much bigger, but it's like she makes these one-of-a-kind pages to go in her journals. Anyway. Love you, girls. It's been so long since I've hung out with you, and I miss you terribly. And let's get it together and do it again. Yeah, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. And love, love, love you, love you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thanks for being my peeps. Thanks for being here. And as always, from my heart to your heart, I'm always sending you so much aloha. Good night, ladies. Bye for now. And join in tomorrow at 5 o'clock on her channel. All right, bye, ladies. Love you.